Welcome back, everybody. Oh man, it's been so long since we played Core Keeper. It feels like it's been forever. I think it's been about a year since we last played. I was doing a lot of Core Keeper like help videos on how to do certain things. And of course, we kind of took a big break from it. Pretty much the last time I played Core Keeper, I believe, was near the Easter update, I want to say. I think that sounds about right. I'm not too sure. Basically, when they were coming out with the Easter egg for the bird boss, I think that's when it was kind of like the last time. But anyway, since then, we've been waiting for some more content to come out for Core Keeper, and they've since then given us a ton. I actually don't even believe we ended up killing the giant squid, so I'm kind of interested to finally do that, because I know that we got there, and then we were in the midst of doing it and never really fully finished it. So it's nice that we're going to get back into Core Keeper. This is going to be a long, drawn-out series, so if you are interested in watching along the way, you're more welcome to ask any questions along the way, as I'm going to be probably, learning a little bit more about Core Keeper that I didn't know, which is kind of good. I like going in blind on a lot of this stuff. Now, today is Tuesday. Tomorrow on Wednesday, there's going to be a big update for stuff on Core Keeper regards to different types of little animals, little companions, little mini biomes. So what we're doing right now, it's kind of interesting that we're doing this. Is we're going to be just kind of base building, get like a small little area set up and stuff like that. And then tomorrow when we play, depending on how much, as long as we don't explore too much in our world, the little mini biome should auto-populate. So it's kind of good to showcase that, because I've had a lot of people before ask, like, how does Core Keeper work if I'm playing in a world and my world updates? So that's like a good thing to show off. So yeah, if you've never watched Core Keeper before, you're more than welcome to tag along and watch us through this entire series. Most of these episodes I'm going to cut off around 30 minutes to not make them too long, but it's been great from our last videos that we've been doing. So now stepping back into Core Keeper realm again, it just feels nice, to be back recording again and playing a lot of Core Keeper. Now, after this is all said and done, I think I'm going to get back into making some Core Keeper guides again, because it's nice to, get back in the realm of Core Keeper, see what they've changed, because a lot of things have changed. I mean, the game is still in early access, so we have a long way to go. Okay. Other than that, let's get in. And of course, like I mentioned before, this is going to be a world that we're going to keep through. So we're going to make brand new characters right now. We're going to make brand new world. And then, when the update comes out tomorrow, hopefully everything works out. If we have to make a new world, it's okay. But it's good to start the series nonetheless. So here we go. Okay, let's get into a game, shall we? So first things first, let's make a new world. What should we name the world? Let's call the world, let's call the world YouTube is awesome. Oh, don't have enough words for that. YouTube is great. There we go. Perfect. And of course, we can change the little layout of this. Let's put a little gold there. Perfect. And we obviously want it to be normal. We don't want it to be hard. And let's make a new character. Call it. What do we want to make our character name? Obviously want it to be standard. Okay, so this is where I messed up last time, as I didn't give my character the proper explorer perks. So running skills, small lantern, and food rations. I like to go as an explorer because I get the lantern right away. I'll randomize my character. Perfect. And then let's give my character, now it's a fighter, so I want it to be an explorer. Okay, now let's give our character a name. Charlie. No, let's name my character. What should I name my character? Sammy. No, Samuel. No. Let's name it. This is the hardest part of Core Keeper, is naming your character. Let's name our character Yoda. All right, perfect. Okay, so now let's get in. We also have two friends with us, the Snapdragon, and we're also going to be having Fruta join us too. So Fruta is actually brand new to the game, so it's going to be a great experience for them, as we're obviously going to be playing together. Now, we won't be able to hear them, but they will be in the game helping out. We can skip the intro, as we've seen it many times, and I don't think they changed the intro much. Pretty much, it's just as you are part of an explorer's feeling a strange presence. You notice something between the trees. We'll go through the intro again, though. Drawn to it, you approach this strange relic and raise a hand towards it. Upon touching its surface, a blinding light engulfs you. And we are in. Now, this is early access again, so if you are watching for the first time, the date is pretty much the beginning of May, so in case, in May 2023 for that matter. So if you're like, hey, what update are you on right now? Well, I'll make sure to put that in the description so you're able to tell which update that we started this on. And we're in. Lots of new things have happened since the beginning of the end of where we left off last time. Now there's a few different things added into your character where, for example, if you go into your escape, your game ID is now hidden. You can kick players, you can mute players, you can manage players, you can go to your settings and adjust a ton of settings. There's been a ton of changes and add-ons. It's just nuts. Like, the devs have been working very hard in Core Keeper to make it where it needs to be. Okay, so they're both connected in the game, so let's start gathering our normal resources. All the wood needs to be gathered, all the goodies. If you've never played Core Keeper before, the best thing you need to do is obviously gather the basic resources first. So gather your wood. And there's a few things that I actually learned then, because before we did this, I actually had a chance to stream a little bit on Twitch to kind of get my roots back ready to go before I did this video. Just to, you know, kind of like refresh a little bit of my memory. And there's some interesting, cool things that they added. Okay, so we're all good that way. We'll empty all this. And then make some utilities, make our workbench, and then make a bunch of torches. I'm going to turn the music up just a smidge. One thing I love about Core Keeper is the Core Keeper music. Now, I think Snap is going to be in charge of the base, probably Fruta too, as they're both going to, I'm sure, work really hard on making the base look better. I'll just plop down a few things here and there. I remember the last time I played, they didn't have the ability to auto sort. Now if you like open up your inventory and press R, it does that, and it same goes for chests and stuff. So there's been like a lot of things added that way. Okay, so let's start off and get a lot of different things. So we're just gonna pretty much at this point we're going to make our little base. We're gonna explore using our pickaxes, gather any type of copper that we can get, or as much as we can. I've noticed that since the last time we played, they've given us these little mushroom dudes. These are actually a little bit tough, so I'm not going to go and attack them. I made the mistake last time of getting too close to them, and I almost died. They actually hit you a lot harder than I thought they used to. So, but then again, I don't really have any armor on either. So yeah, if you're playing Core Keeper for the first time, the best thing to do is obviously just get yourself some wood, you know, find any type of food, and then, you know, just mine as much as you can, at least just like you would in any other survival game. So that's what we're basically doing right now. Like I said, careful with these guys because they are tough. I think they haven't got hit yet, which is surprising. And of course, if you find a ginormous mushroom, definitely don't eat it. There's a giant mushroom in here that grants, I believe, like 40 max HP upon eating it. I think it is one. It's only used per player. I think it does regenerate, but only each player gets the actual buff from it. But if you combine it with another, item, I believe it makes it even better. So we don't really want to use that if we end up finding it. So usually what I like to do is I like to just go through here and gather as much of the clay walls and the dirt walls, and just open up this area as much as we can. And at the same time too, go through the process of obviously just putting down some lights, make it look nice in here. If you have cooking perk, you can get a chance for an extra one too. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I don't think much has changed regarding. Did they add anything specific? I don't remember. I don't know if I remember cooking or not in here. But the point system and stuff, obviously, if you're not familiar with it, your character, as they do things, will level up, and you get to choose where they need to go. Another cool thing that they added, from what I've seen, was 3 equipment spots. So I got to double check that because I don't know the hotkey. I don't think is it shift or control. I don't remember the hotkey for that to change your equipment unless you have to tab out to do it. But I'm going to check that in a second because I do remember that was on the change log, indicating that basically you can have multiple equipments in your inventory all at, simultaneously, and then just switch between them accordingly. Okay. So, oh look, I got a new talent already. Look, I can enter into running. Okay, so let's go through here and gather more. And then, of course, you know, go through and keep adding more little bits of light as we go with all the torches we have. Normally what I like to do after is we replace the dirt floor with actual flooring and get like nice tulips, but I mean that's like super late game. Okay, so let's do this. Gather all the copper. Wait, when you start out as a miner, do you get a copper pickaxe right away? I'm assuming you do. Yeah, because I seen Fruta walking around with a copper pickaxe, and I was a little bit confused. I was like, how did you get that already? We made sure that you have to start with a brand new character, but that makes sense. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so you're a farmer. I'm going to put down some light just to kind of like open our world up a smidge. I don't like to have any dark spots. For some reason, anytime I see dark spots, it reminds me of Minecraft whenever there's dark spots and like the spiders will spawn and stuff. I don't think they're ever going to add that in Core Keeper, but it would be kind of interesting if they did. Like seriously, I think it would... I would completely understand if they made it so your base had to be properly lit up. Plus, I mean, who doesn't love a million torches, right? I mean, I know I love a million torches, but... if you're wondering how to plant torches, hold shift when torches are in your inventory, no matter where they're sitting, and you can right click on the ground, and that's how you do it. So in case you're curious on that. And then of course, smelting ore and all that stuff happens by just basically putting the ore in there. We can see little sparkles. This is actually from water. This is a water source, indicating that I believe that's the best place to fish. We're not going to be doing that as we're just looking for copper right now. So just gonna explore, and if I find like the sand area, I might go there a little bit, but really right now it's mainly just looking. Oh, that's a little blob. Now these blobs won't actually attack you. Like you can walk all over them, they're not going to do anything until you attack them. So that's kind of a bonus. If you see the spiky ones, they will attack you, so just be very cautious if that's, you know, if you're kind of following along with this little video. There, right now we need lots of copper. So the first little bit of Core Keeper is like a lot of mining and going through the process of discovering like new areas, stuff like that. And hey, look, we found sand. But yeah, like I said, if you find sand, stay away. 2, 3. So it looks like they have about 100 HP. So hitting them with a regular pickaxe, like it just takes about 7 or 8 swings, and then it's pretty much dead. So it's not that big of a deal. But of course, if we get a sword, it'll do a little bit better. Let's make a few chests, I think. Probably be a good idea to get that done. Need to go in here and make a few chests. Some cool things that they brought back. I don't know when the last time anybody watching has had a chance to play or not, but they brought back the ability to scrap certain items. So, and you get scrap pieces from that. So it's pretty cool. So that was a thing that was brought in, then removed, then brought back in again. So the fact that they literally took it and, you know, brought it back again, it's very nice that they did that. So we can, you know, so it's a little bit easier on us to, I'm going to make 2 of them. So it's a little bit easier on us to actually repair items by just, you know, essentially scrapping it. So all we need for that is 5 copper. So I'll get a lot of copper now that I actually have a copper pickaxe. Yeah, they got rid of the scrap parts a while ago because people were saying that it was a little bit overpowered, and then they walked back on it and said, hey, you know what, it's not that big of a deal, and now you can actually enchant items using the same ore that was used to create it. So for example, if I have a copper pickaxe and I use a little bit of copper, I can actually enchant it again, which makes it like a little bit better than what it already is. So it's actually, I don't think it's called enchanting, but it's something like that. So but yeah, now that I got the copper pickaxe, it might go a little bit quicker. As we're just trying to, like I said, we're just trying to find a lot of copper. Usually the deeper you get into like the different areas, the better. But pretty much right now, I just got to get back into getting used to organizing my inventory. Oh, there's the slimes that we don't want to interact with. Although I think I could probably kill them. Oh, whew. Okay, I got some slime. Oh, careful. I do not want to die to those things. I mean, in Core Keeper, it's like starting out dying is not that big of a deal. You know, But, I mean, you get a lot of mushrooms, so you can definitely heal up from them. And we also have rations. The only thing about having, like, being an explorer at the start is that you do get rations which give you 12 food. I think the food rations don't really value much because you can find mushrooms so easily. Like, I kind of wish that for the explorers that they actually gave you something different than just rations. Because it doesn't seem, it's not like super awesome to like start out and just have rations. So, we'll see. I'm not too sure if like they'll ever change anything like that, but otherwise the fact that you start out with a lantern, okay, that I like. All right, so let's get some more of this. And you, like I said, you can see where the copper is. Oh, look, we found a little area that might have some loot in it. So perfect. Okay, so there's some scrap. We found a lot of cool stuff because we were just, okay, so we got a little peasant hat. I'll take it. We have like a wooden bow, which is good for ranged. And then of course we have what I mentioned before, the little scrap parts. So those are easy to use for repairing certain items on the go. And then of course we have the ginormous blob, the little starter boss. So this guy we're not going to attack, although I think we just need basic copper armor to fight it. I'm not gonna, yeah, a little, I think there was, okay, yeah, this is actually kind of good that we're doing this. So you might be looking at this and going like, why are you doing this? But when you get the mass to attack you and blow up a lot of the walls, it actually helps you mine like everything. So what I usually like to do is get the blob to attack you. It only goes in a certain range, so just like any other boss that you would normally attack in any other game, once it gets to that certain vicinity, it will stop. It'll go back to where it came from. It'll never go any further than that. So it's nice to just use it to pretty much just mine for you free. I mean, there's nothing really out here, so. But that's just like a little bonus that I used to do all the time. I think it's the only boss that does that. So any other boss won't just like hop, skip, and jump to you. That's the only one that'll actually go around. There's a lot of slimes here, so I don't really want to step too close. Although I do have the bow, so I could probably attack them a lot from far. And also, the bonus is too, when you have a ranged weapon early on, is that you can gather a ton of slimes, but also level up pretty easily. Like I can level up my weapons pretty fast. Another little peasant hat. Look at that. And bring that home so somebody else can use it. Yeah, the one thing that I love about Core Keeper is just like how the game almost feels like you're playing like a combination of, I like to say like Terraria, Minecraft, and like Don't Starve together. It's calming. The battles are like awesome, and the music is just phenomenal. Okay, so we got a lot more copper. I'll go back. We need a little bit more to make the anvil. I don't know. Did you guys get any more copper for home? I'm gonna smelt some more. I don't know if we already had the anvil or not. You made a cooking pot? Okay. Yeah, I also like to usually make a small area with torches indicating where we've been before. So once we're done like demolishing these walls, what I like to do is instead of actually using a copper pickaxe to go through and like smash up all the walls, I usually wait until we have a better one. And then when you get a better pickaxe than the copper one, then you go through the walls and then destroy it all, and then you expand your base. The heart seeds or any seeds that you find, you plant them in like a little garden, and then you use water on it and all that stuff. I put some seeds over here, by the way. Okay, so let's go smelt again. And we have a cooking pot, which, once again, if you have any food, well, let's just say, oh wait, no, does that automatically? I don't think it does. I was going to say that it automatically ejects itself into here, but that's not true. I think you might be able to eventually use like the drill to force food to auto cook, but we'll have to test that out after. Okay, so there's like a lot of automation in Core Keeper, which actually is super fun to work with. We made like an auto farm, an auto sorting chest, and all this stuff last time, and it was very fun. Okay, there's a peasant hat in here if anybody wants it. And I'm going to keep looking for more stuff. What else do we need? So we have... I've noticed that smelting actually goes a lot faster now. So we still need an anvil. Although the anvil will only get us armor. And we do need that for killing the boss. Or we can make a repair station. Salvage and repair station. So I think I'm going to make that first. So the salvage and repair station, you click on it. You take the little repair button, and as long as you have scrap parts in your inventory, you can repair any item just by clicking on it. And then if you say reinforce, it'll say toggle to reinforce tools, weapons, and equipment reinforce will, and then you highlight over it, it'll say that it's going to use 1 copper bar. So it's going to up the melee damage from the copper pickaxe to +4 and the mining damage to +6. Not worth it, but still kind of cool if you have like if you eventually have like a ton of copper, then you can reinforce them and blah, 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 blah. So just something to think about. And then, of course, if you have like a bunch of crappy tools on you, for example, if you have like I like to keep a wood shovel on me just because I use it for digging up treasure. But if you have, for example, a wood pickaxe, you're not going to use it, just grab it up and you can use those scrap parts for healing. Sorry, for repairing items. Okay. So we've started out the world and we started to obviously explore a ton. I'm going to check my perks to see if there's anything to upgrade. I am on efficient excavation, and I can't do this until so this one does gain an extra ore from the walls containing ores or +2 tile vision or distance. So these two are both really, really good. I think for the sake of ore, I don't care about that right now. I actually care for getting more ore. So I'm gonna go to like the left side when I do my upgrades. Probably the better way of doing stuff. I've noticed now too. Oh, you found a copper key? Nice. I was just gonna talk about that. So they give you copper keys when you do certain things or find, and you can also get copper chests, which are really awesome too. And both of those are really useful because you can like, now I didn't even know that the copper chests were a thing. And then when you got to find the keys, you can get some really cool loot by opening them up. So we can showcase that after, or they can obviously open them up and just tell us what cool things they get. I'll leave the key for you. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'll open it up when I get home. And you can actually pick up the chests, and when you open them, you can keep the chests forever and use them. So they're not like you open up the chest and they just disappear, which is pretty cool. So, of course, X marks the spot. Oop. So we can dig up here. I don't like to dig on things too late. I don't know if they changed anything. I don't know what I just got. Oh, I got a piece of... I got another hat. Wow, cool. I will say using bombs has become a pretty good thing now. So if you do want to use a bomb, use it now. Because these bombs pretty much get pretty junky late game. So if you're planning on using them, you might as well. Now you can also keep them for the early bosses if you really want to, but... Yeah, they also made early game mining a lot easier. So right now we're still mining dirt, and it might seem like we're going a lot faster. That's because if you look at your bonus here, it says efficient excavation. So it says +4% mining damage, which actually makes a significant amount of a change. So before, when you used to get that, it felt like it didn't really make a difference, but now it definitely does. I remember them talking about that being something that they were working on. Hey, look, a giant mushroom. Woo! Okay, so we got a giant mushroom now, and if we click on that, it says when eaten +15 food, permanent when eaten once only, and be cooked. The king of all mushrooms, growing in perfect conditions, made it unusually large. So obviously we're not going to eat it. We're going to keep it for a stew, I think, because we can combine it with the bronze or copper larva or whatever it is, and I think we get like a bigger buff from it. So I'll leave the cooking to Snap, because Snap likes doing all the cooking stuff. So if you find the giant mushroom, don't eat it in your world right away. But I'm pretty sure that, yeah, okay, so they do. Okay. So you actually can eat it. Maybe I should just eat it then. Just mash the, okay, so I'm at 100. It's the same if you eat it. It's separate. Okay, so I'm going to eat it then. So 100 HP, and it's something to eat right away. And ba-boom, let's go ahead and eat it on screen. So I'm maxed at 125 HP. And yes, other people can come back here to find it again or find another one in the world. And when they do, If you have cooking skill, you can make 2 dishes from it. Okay. If you do, you can actually, you know, go through the process again by obviously finding it, but you just can't, like, eating it again is not going to make a difference, as they basically tell you, you know, you can only really be used once. Like, the bonus is only going to be gathered once. So anybody else that finds it will get the bonus. We won't. So it's not really worth consuming multiple times. But yeah, right now it's good to just explore. Just like if you strip mine in Minecraft, it's the same idea in Core Keeper that I like to kind of do, where you almost kind of mimic the same style, looking for the sparkles. So the fact that the perk is there, so where your character can see like past like a few tiles, it's not necessary to do that. That's why I don't really like doing that. I prefer getting more than 1 ore for mining. I think it's a lot better. So when we do upgrade, that's the way that I'm going to go. And as you can see, if we click on here, the mining, the XP is actually going pretty fast. So before we know it, we'll probably be at the next phase, I think, to where we're getting, usually by the time we're getting tin is when I have that perk available. And you can definitely get it early if you just mine a lot, but obviously you might waste like a lot of time just, oh wow, this is a huge copper ore right here. Dang, this is pretty big. That's really good. I like that. Okay, so we got lots of copper now. So I'm pretty much just trying to get enough copper to where we can all have our own armor and potentially like a sword. I do like using ranged weapons. So Fruta and Snap, what kind of weapons are you guys gonna be using? Ranged or melee? What are you thinking? Range? Okay. So yeah, Fruta, range is definitely, you like to be in a mage? Okay, so then okay, so wait. Is a mage still range? Yeah. So you would still have range, like if you're using tomes and stuff. I just found like almost 50 copper. Wow. Yeah, so normally range in Core Keeper, in my opinion, is like the best thing to do. There was times when I used to try to like just make like really good melee weapons, but I don't know. When you have the staffs, they're so good. Like, you might as well just go range. Don't forget to eat either. Yeah. Yeah, keep track of your bar below your HP, as that is your hunger. What the heck is that? Primitive go-kart? An ancient vehicle built by the lost civilization, seemingly for pure fun. It provides only a fraction of the special... Can I ride this? How do I... What? The heck? Oh, no way. Okay. Can't leave while it's moving. That is pretty cool. So what do you do with it once you... There's more. Do you guys want one? I'm going to bring back more for you guys. This is like an old abandoned base or something over here. There's a ton of stuff over here. Huh. I don't know why you would want an old abandoned golf cart. I mean, sorry, go-kart. So is it just like... I guess it's just like riding... I'm gonna put these down. Oh, it's an old racetrack. Cool. Look at that. You can go in there and like race and stuff. I'm gonna put down a lot of torches as we lead back to the base. Right, and then we got that. Look at how much stuff we've gotten done. And it's already been 30 minutes. Isn't that crazy? Oh man, I can't believe how fast time flies. This is the thing about Core Keepers. The game keeps you so like intrigued in what's happening, where visually everything just looks so nice and everything else, that you end up getting sidetracked when you're actually working on your base, where you're like, before you know it, like it, you know, time has flown by. There's been times where I've played this games for like, you know, 3.5 hours and it feels like only 10 minutes has gone by. And I mean, wait until we start fighting bosses too. It just gets even better. I'm really excited to start fighting bosses again. Okay, and we're back home. All right, well, there we go. We've already done so much stuff. We're smelting so much, and my character's starving, and we're going to be smelting 52 Copper bars. We found, look at all the stuff we found. Look at this. We got a little farm going. In the matter of 30 minutes, we have a farm going. We have explored a decent amount. We found a little set of racing cars. So, and the next one will obviously be focusing in on gathering more resources and just obviously getting better armor, potentially fighting the first boss, which might sound fun, or sorry, it might sound funny that we're doing that within the first few episodes. But it is always good to see how well we can do. I usually like to just go in there and put some bombs down, but it'd be nice to just attempt to see what we can do. So in the next episode, we might be fighting a boss or two, but probably just one boss, if anything. At least just going in there and poking it with a sword just to see what we can, how much damage we can do. But we will see you in the next episode of our new Core Keeper series. So I hope you have had a fun time watching. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask down below. And keep in mind that as time goes on, I will be making some side videos on some new Core Keeper guides as we go along. And I see things that I go, hey, I never noticed this before. So if you have anything that you'd like me to make a guide on, feel free to ask, and we'll go from there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.